Okay, so what we want to do today is solve some word problems that will involve rational expressions because there will be one or two fractions in each of the problems. Now, there's two, I don't want to call them formulas, but computations that you need to know for purposes of this lesson. The first is the concept of a percent proportion. You learned last year that in problems that involve percentages, and the types of problems we're talking about are if something's on sale or sold at a discount, something's marked up, there's a tip, there's a commission, there's tax, there's interest, etc. That the formula is percent over 100 is equal to either is over of. Now, that's nice to know, but it's not very practical because, especially in this course, you're not going to get problems that just say is over of. The more important part is part over whole. The second computation you need to know is if we're asking for the percent increase or decrease over from one period to the next. And that, again, is percent over 100. And then we're going to do new minus original. And the key is that the denominator is the original. Okay? All right. Now, let's go through a couple of problems. Carol works at a computer store. She earns a 4% commission on her sales. What amount must she sell to earn a commission of $200? Now, what I always tell students is let's get the easy part of this out of the way. If I have 4%, I know that's 4 out of 100. Now, the question is the commission of $200 part or whole? Well, hopefully you're realizing that commission is part of what the total sales price is. So commission is here, there. How do we solve percent proportions? We cross multiply. And we learn that she must sell $5,000 worth of goods to be able to earn a $200 commission. And what does X represent in this problem? Her sales. Okay. Now, the second problem is Carlos purchases a sweater for 30% off. Okay. The original price is $54. How much does he spend? Again, do the easy part, 30 over 100. So I'm looking for two parts. I have two parts, the price and how much he spends. So what I'm really looking for first is the discount. Well, discount is part of the price. Again, I cross multiply. So I get X is 1620. That's the discount. And then I know I have to subtract from there to get the sales price. Okay? If it were a markup, it would go the other way in that you would add to the price. There were 75 members in the drama club last year, 65 this year. What is the percent of decrease? Okay? Now, if they tell you that it's already a decrease, then what I suggest the students to do is just take the larger number minus the smaller number. The key is to make sure your denominator is the 75. And that's X equals X over 100. You do your cross multiplying, and you're going to get X is 13.3%. Now, another thing you can do when you're solving these problems is you don't have to set up a percent proportion. If I'm trying to figure out what the percent is, I could just do, when I do my subtraction, I get 10 over 75. Now, when you do this division, you're going to get 0.13, I think, repeating. And to convert a decimal to a percent, you just move 2 decimal places and get the same answer. Okay? The only thing is when you do the cross multiplying, it gives you the number in what the percent is as opposed to the decimal form. All right? Sam's been promised a 20% pay increase, presently earns $15.50, new hourly pay. So again, the raise, which is what we're looking for, is part of his hourly wage. We get that his raise, and this is why I like for you to identify the variable, because you then understand that the 310 you get is the raise, but we want his new pay. So we have that additional step of adding the two to get his new pay. Okay. And finally, Sam's computer has 126 of used space and that amount of free. To the nearest tenth, what percent is free space? So I don't know the percent. Free space is 21. Used space is 126. So that means total space is 147. That's the key here. And then I do my cross multiplication. I'm not going to go through all of it to get to the 14.3%. Okay? So the key to this lesson is making sure you identify that variable so that you know what it is you're looking for, because there may be added steps to just setting up that proportion and cross multiplying that you'll need to follow.